3.
Hi everyone, back again. Janine and I are outside today, so if you hear some background noise, that's okay. We just had a huge truck go by, it was kind of loud. And if you're watching and things aren't working right, or it's too noisy and you can't hear, we'll move inside. Anyway, today we are going to go through the house, bottom floor first, and the changes that I made to the bottom floor, and then we'll move upstairs. There's not a lot done upstairs. The upstairs is done. That wasn't done before, but there's not a lot of stuff in it. So we're going to concentrate on the downstairs. The outside I haven't done anything to because I need to get wood, and I did find out that the store in Ottawa is curbside pickup, which is good, so I'll make a trip in there. And I didn't think a small store like that would be. So first things first, I did the floors. And it was funny because Janine, do you want to pull that up? It was funny because I brought it out here into the bright sunlight, and a whole bunch of things that I saw that I didn't see before that are wrong, that I need to fix, but that's okay. It was a good exercise. So the floors are done. The fireplace in the last walkthrough that we did was white. I don't know if you remember it, and it had a built-in bookshelf. There's a dog barking. Built-in bookshelf, and it looked really good in the other house, but once I watched the video and I saw it in this living room, I didn't like it at all. And partly because there's no second floor, so it should have gone to a ceiling, and there wasn't one. And my goal for this house is to use it for displaying artwork, so I didn't want to divide the whole wall up. So I took it out and made this little number.
Sneak.
And this is, so it's a linear fireplace. This is that wood that I get from the dollar store that is the cutlery trays, and it's bamboo. It's really awful to cut. Like, it's really, really dense. But it's nice. It's got a nice finish to it. So I wanted, well, first I was going to hinge it, but then I had this issue with the windowsill, so I'm lifting it off works just as well. I wanted to make it look like it would light up. It's going to be hard to see that out here because it's bright. You see what I did in here. Well, on this side I built just a box out of tongue depressor, blah, 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 for the wood box. And this, of course, is just twigs of wood. In here, and I can't take it out to show you because I glued it in. I made a little, well, this is plexi. So it looks like the fireplace. And I made a little, I'm sure there's a name for it, a little frame out of toothpicks, not toothpicks, popsicle sticks, and I cut a flame-like shape in one of them so that when I turn these tea lights on, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not because of the brightness out here, but when I turn the tea lights on, the fireplace,
Oh, yes.
looks pretty cute. So I did do a demo, or not a demo, I did do a tutorial on that I posted somewhere, one of the groups, and I will, with all the diagrams and the measurements and exactly how I did it, and I will put that up on my YouTube thing and post it on the website.
Seriously cool.
But that, I really liked that. The TV, the only thing I changed about the TV, well, I moved the TV, but I made it 2 coffee stirrers, and I made slits in it so that now the TV is off, but I can slide in laminated TV shows. So there's a little slide up there that I'll do later. One of these days.
That's how you change your channels?
That's how you change your channels. Tessa's disappointed that they don't actually change with a remote, but you can't have everything. The curtains are new. I'm not 100% on them. Not 100% sure I like them. I mean, I like them, but I don't know if they're right for this particular house. I kind of like the shades up on the top, which are just a vellum.
Oh, yes.
But I just don't have any more, and I don't know when I'm going to get any more. So everything's up in the air. And that's another thing that I do is use the glue gun for, is if I'm not sure of something, I'll use the glue gun, and it's easy to take it off, and it really doesn't mark the finish of the paint or the windowsills or anything, because it holds it up enough to keep it there, but not to damage the paint. Stairs are another thing I'm not sure of. We've always had this discussion. I'm going to put them in and take them out. I have a love-hate relationship with them. I don't love them. I don't hate them.
Safety issue.
We don't worry about that. Safety is not an issue. It never has been. That started at Tubi's one year. Safety and comfort is not an issue.
Claire loves this.
So the stairs, I'm going to take them out for now, but that's where they go. This light is new. I haven't done anything in the kitchen yet, again, because I need to get a lot of wood supplies and specific sizing, and I just don't have it. So the kitchen is going to go here, and it's not done yet. But I did make a kitchen island. And again, I used that same top of
Oh,
the bamboo
gorgeous.
top of the cutlery thing. It needs to be varnished still. It's not quite done, and I don't have any cupboards because I haven't committed myself to what style of cupboard I want. But it is going to sit
Just had
there.
inspiration for mine, so.
It's going to sit there. And let's see. Oh, yes, I forgot about these little guys, little bar stools. And of course they swivel.
Well, yes.
So I did 4 of those. And I will do a tutorial on those one day. But the problem with me and doing demos and tutorials is that I get working on it. I start out with good intentions. I start out taking step-by-step pictures. And then before I know it, I've finished it and I've forgotten the last 18 steps. So I probably will have to make this over again.
So you can seat 3 at your island?
No, I can see 4.
Oh, you can seat 4.
We'll put one down here.
Ah.
We could also do 2 and 2. So I'm going to turn the lights off. I haven't yet committed to what kind of cupboards I want, so I haven't put the doors on that yet, but there will be doors eventually. So that's it for the kitchen, nothing else there. There's some plants for the living room. We're going to do a little demo on these after. So I put one up here and one up here. Whoops. That one's a little bit, doesn't want to sit right. And we'll put one over here in the corner. Oh, another thing about the TV. This is really cute. You'll appreciate this. I was looking at a really modern looking house, which this is on the inside, but this was a whole modular thing, which I'm going to do next. And on the wall, they had a built-in space for your phone, and that became your TV. I know Janine's saying, but you don't have a phone. And she's right. But it could be good incentive.
But you will.
Phone, which I might. So there you go. So I might do the phone thing. On the light is new. So this is another one this was from the dollar store. It had
Was it an earring?
No, it could have been, I guess. I don't know. I don't wear jewelry, but it had a twist.
Might be for the best.
It had a tea light thing on the top that was kind of clunky. I had it in the other house in the attic, but it was kind of whatever. So I took it apart, put a washer, put one of these lights in it, and secured it with that glue that is the strongest glue in the world. JB Weld, it's called. I meant to have the tubes up here to show you, but anyway. It takes forever to dry, but seems to be the strongest glue in the world.
Weld? W-E-L-D?
JB Weld, and it comes in a 2-part.
I think I've seen that around here.
There you go. Yep, I got it at Canadian Tire. So there's that little light, and I made another light that I think is pretty darn cute. It sits back here, but I'll put it here for now so we can show you. So this was, and there's also a demo that I've done, not a demo, but just a small tutorial, I guess.
Is that on your website?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, yes it is.
Oh,
yes it is. Sorry, pardon me. It is on my website, I think. I'm not sure. I'll check after, but it can be. How's that? So this is 1/4-inch dowel, and this is the glue bottle that super glue comes in.
So the body of the thing is the super glue bottle.
Well, the tube of super glue sits in here, and then there's a cap on it. So when you buy it, it comes in this plastic. Well, it's clear plastic. And then this is some kind of stiff papery canvas that I had laying around. But I mean, you could use anything. You could use leather or scrapbook paper or whatever you wanted. And again, these little lights, I'm telling you, they're handy. And there you go, which I think is pretty darn cute. So I'll turn that off. I'll put it back in its corner. And
Somebody hearted that.
and another little plant. We're gonna do that. We're gonna show you how to do those in a little bit too. I did some polymer clay. I worked in polymer clay for probably 20 years, and I really don't want to go back there. But I wanted some pottery, so I did make some little pots. I'm gonna put them by the fireplace, and I did them. And then I did white nail polish, and it was okay. And then the other day, I was using that polyacrylic for the floors, and I thought, what if we literally dipped these in that? And then I had them on a stick, and then I stuck them in a piece of foam, and I didn't brush it on. I literally dipped it right in and let it drip off, and they turned out really cool. So that is
Very
those little
modern.
guys. And we've got some cushions. We'll put here. Let's see. Oh, I did this
Nice for
chair.
extra seating.
So we've got this little guy. Now it was, I don't know if I'll do a tutorial on it or not. It was a long process. I was going to bend wood because I haven't bent wood before. I built a canoe.
Debbie
and I
Kirk
bent
says
wood.
she's blown away by everything you do, as am I.
So thank you. So I gave up on the wood because it was small. In a small, like I think if you had a big piece of wood, it's easier because the fibers are longer, right? So I think when I'm trying to bend something this little, I didn't have much luck. So I gave up on that, and I did use clay for this. So I kind of made it wood grain. So I did use clay for
Let's
that.
get a look at that.
I had a piece of wood that I shaped, and that's what I put the clay on. So a piece of rounded wood with rounded corners, and I had the shapes already. I had the pattern made, and again I went online, found the chair. So this is an Eames chair, an Eames lounger, I think. Is it from? Yeah, no, it's Eames. And they give you all the measurements. So like everything is right there. You just have to draw it out and make it, scale it down. So that's this little guy. But there was a lot of steps in it. These metal parts, and I used them in another chair. I'll show you when we go upstairs. I was cutting metal out of metal, and I don't know. I was upstairs looking around. I had these nose pieces from when I was making masks. These bendable, and they're adhesive. And I was like, well, that's gonna work perfectly. So I put those on. I don't even know what that is. I must have drilled a hole and then put wire in and then snipped it.
That pandemic is such a mixed blessing, isn't it?
So look at what came out of it. And because it's flexible, you can actually move the headrest and whatnot. So anyway, and then for this bottom piece, I just use wood and I use metallic vinyl that I have from my Cricut machine, but you could paint it just as well. But whether I'll do a tutorial on that or not, I don't know. It was a huge job. Took forever, and I did everything I do twice, but this I did twice. It can sit there. The coffee table. Again, oh shoot! I just lost all the glasses. Coffee table again is that same bamboo wood from the dollar store, Dollarama. Cutlery tray, which I'm gonna get more of but I think I need to get a little miniature power saw because then I think it would make it a lot easier.
It's almost Christmas.
Well, it isn't really, but sure. The couch was the last thing I did in here. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I've got a couple things at the end. The couch was going to be this one. This was my first idea. So when it comes to leather, that leather right there, and if you remember in the other house, I did a black leather couch, and I harvested it from an old office chair that was sitting in the garage that was no good anymore. I had tons of it. I'm almost at the end of it now. But I couldn't think of anything that was off-white. I mean, you can look for purses, you can look for old coats. We have tons of old purses around the house. I just didn't happen to have a white one. But chances are it would have been dirty anyway. But
Well, so would the couch probably.
that's true. Anyway, I did order this vinyl off Amazon, and it was kind of risky because who knows if it's going to be too thick. You have to find something that's thin. Like you have to. That's probably the maximum thickness you can go to is that black one, and it was pretty thin. So anyway, it came in. It was perfect. So I started out. This was my idea. So this was 1/2 inch. Get rid of that. 1/2 inch wooden square doweling. Made the frame.
Anything that's spare, you just put on your pants. There.
Yeah. So I liked it, but I'm not sure. And there's cushions that go on here. So they're cushions that sit up here. 2 cushions that sit here. Square. But I don't know. I just wasn't 100% sure. So I came up with another idea that I really like, and it looks like this.
Nothing like furniture shopping.
I know. So I make this one.
Oh, sexy.
It is, and I like it a lot better. So I did do a tutorial on this, and I do have it up on the website. And no, I have it on my YouTube one. I don't think I've got it on the website yet, but I'm going to get all of these up and on this weekend for sure. So this one is up on the YouTube channel, but not on the website, I don't think. But it will be. And it's a full-on measurements.
So if we search you on YouTube, we'll find our couch.
You will.
Yeah.
So I really like this one better. So that's the one I'm going with.
Oh, I do too. I think it's very sleek.
Yeah, I like that. And then I think to finish off down here, I mean, there's all kinds of little things like, the Time magazine and the iPads and those little things that you can add later. But I think the basic is done. I still may change those curtains. I'm not 100% on them. And the curtains was another thing. Like, where do you get fabric? Getting fabric around here is hard enough at the best of times. During a pandemic, it's almost impossible. We used to go to Joann's. Can't do that anymore. I've gotten pretty good at going to stores like Giant Tiger to find fabric in things that aren't
And
fabric.
you can't go into a secondhand
You can't
store.
go in there. You ain't going anywhere right now. So there's a noisy truck.
Oh, nice.
It looks like a delivery truck. He's looking for me.
Oh, they follow me around.
Should they know your car? So that fabric was an old cushion that had a stain on it, cushion cover. Why did I keep it? I don't know. It had a stain on it, but I did. I probably thought someday I could get that out. Anyway, it got, it's made a better use of it.
Actually, this fabric might be attractive.
Start cutting up everything. Nothing is safe. You'll see more about what I mean by that.
Oh,
in a
Jessica,
few
did you get a
minutes.
good look at the couch here? There we are. We're loving the couch.
I love the couch. I think the couch is very cool.
Jessica thinks that there should be kids' toys all over the floor.
And
dog toys.
Well, kids don't. There's no dog in this house yet, and there's also no kids. But there will be a kid, I guess, eventually. We'll talk about that in a minute. So it never fails that on the day that
This isn't an in-law suite up here, I can tell you.
no, it's not. On the day that I decide I'm ready to do one of these, I have everything done to this point. Never fails that on the morning of, I think there's one more thing that I have to finish. Like, I couldn't just let it go. No, I had to do it. And so this morning I made this, which I think is really neat. I really like it.
That's quite gorgeous. You should do that in real size.
But I don't think it goes with the curtains, but I'm going to hang it up there for now to have a look. And then I'm going to put up another one. So, like, I like it with everything but these. Don't you think so, or do you not agree?
Okay. Does anybody have an opinion? Curtains, artwork, do they go together? Ditch the curtains, ditch the artwork. What are our thoughts?
I mean, we can. The artwork in this house is going to change all the time anyway,
Because all artwork changes in all
it
houses.
should, and I want to use it to take pictures of the miniature artwork. But I mean, there's something else that could go there. But I'm not sure about those curtains. I'm not a curtain person to begin with. I don't have curtains in my real house. I don't know what it is. But I don't hate them. So for now.
Jessica will take the curtains in her house.
Well, if they'll fit, go for it. I'll have to find a better way to hang that, but I will. Okay, so that's that. I think we're going to go upstairs now. So last time we had this in, but we did not have the ladder in. So the
For
ladder
Grandma?
the ladder is now in. This is going to be up to the little kids' loft. And I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned making mobiles. Now, interesting fact, if you Google miniature dollhouse mobiles, you do not get dollhouse mobiles. You get dollhouse phones and tablets.
Oh, mobiles. Oh.
And I just wanted to see if anybody else was doing it, mostly. And nobody else is. So I think I'm going to sort of start a little line of that too. It's fun out here in the wind.
Oh, yes.
Very cute. And then this floor is a little bit different. I don't know if you can see it, Janine. It's I don't know if it'll show up. It's wider plank, and I bleached it. I didn't bleach it.
I can see.
I didn't bleach it. I made it look like bleached, but I just rubbed thin white paint on it, and then varnished it. And then this.
Like Kathy thinks the curtains are too thick.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think the curtains have to be changed. Mm-hmm. However, again, that's easy to change. So this is a little number that I made. This is going to be Tessa's bed. Tessa's name is Timmy. Sorry. She was very upset at the last house when I had Ollie. And I only had Ollie in it because I made a bed that was exactly like Ollie's bed. So I put the little boy in the bed, and he named himself Daniel. And Tessa pulled me aside one night and she said, "Grandma, why did you use Ollie and not me?" She was really mad. So I said in the next house she could have a room. Now, the woodwork is
There's
just...
a little Sleepless in Seattle vibe there. The kids in the chair, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cute. The woodwork up here isn't done, so some of it is, but it's not quite finished yet. And I don't know what else is going up here. I think I wanted to have like a little art studio thing going on. There's going to be some kind of a chair I don't know where she's going to put her clothes. Not my problem. I don't care. But
Don't
this
give
was,
her any.
this I made out of, this bottom was probably the cap of like a cream, like a, you know when you get
a
hand
cheese
cream?
thing or something.
Or it could, well, no, because that's wood. That's a piece of wood that I bent around.
Ah.
So, but that would have been way easier. And then this, to make the frame for this, I used this rope-covered wire. I used that also. If you look at that plant beside that black chair, that's also what that planter is wrapped in. Over here.
Yes.
So this, although you can't see it anymore, is what made the frame. And then this is just string that I wove. It took the hours it took me. It was ridiculous to weave around. But I was determined.
Is she going to get a light if she's reading in there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has a little light.
Oh, okay.
I didn't bring it up
My
though.
concern.
It was pretty cute. I'm not 100% sure it's exactly the way I wanted. I took
By reading on her iPad anyway, and it's backlit.
exactly, but I took a string of those fairy lights and I smushed them just in a not a round ball, but like a, what do you call it? An organic shape. And I was gonna have it there.
I think Kristen Vino's lights are like that in her room at home.
Oh, cool. I forgot about this. So this was another chair. Oh, there's also a demo. I have to figure out how to put files on the YouTube channel where you're just reading it. I haven't done that yet, but it can't be. How hard can that be?
But
Because
what channel?
I've got a demo of this, but it's not a video demo. It's just like a picture, like a picture tutorial. And I have
Tutorial.
a pictorial. I've got one of those for that chair as well, and the same for this chair. So this again is the nose wires from the masks.
Very nice.
I mean, it worked perfectly. And this chair actually wasn't that hard to do. This stuff also.
Now all I can see is nose wires.
I know. It's not super play worthy. I mean, it's pretty fragile, but. And when the kids come over to play, it's usually only Tessa and Georgia, who are very careful anyway. Mm-hmm. But my feeling is that since I made it all at one point, that it can all be fixed. I mean, right? So
You have terrified them, and that's good.
Well, yeah, I do that too. I threaten them pretty much within whatever. Let's see. So there's nothing else in this room yet. Obviously, there's going to be a bed of some sort and some kind of cabinet and maybe a window seat. I don't know yet. And I don't know that this chair is staying here because it's the only thing of color in the whole house. But that might make it fun, right? Mm-hmm. If there's only one.
Well, it sort of does pick up on the artwork a bit.
It does, yeah. I think these are going to get changed out. And I like this look, but I can't get that paper right now, so I'm going to have to wait on that.
Maybe somebody will send you a wedding invitation or something, and they'll have something you can.
That would have it for sure.
Those nice little.
When Michael's opens up, we'll go for it. Okay, so now.
Kathy suggests a Murphy bed. That might be a fun thing to try.
That might be, but where though? Because I need a wall.
Oh, true.
Not necessarily in this house, but
yeah. Now this would be another truck going by.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. So
we're taking a short break.
We're taking a little break. Wave to the people on the truck. They wave back. So there you go. He was on his phone the last time. Well, not the driver, but the guy in the passenger. Get him arrested or fined. So, okay, let's do the demos.
Is there a window behind that chair?
No. No, there's a window here, and that's why I put that window there. I'm glad
that's nice.
I'm glad I put that window there.
Yeah, that's very.
I like that window there. Okay, so nice. The demos we're going to do, I'm going to move the house back a little bit. These are pretty quick and pretty straightforward, and you're going to be like, oh, I don't need a demo for that because it's obvious, but whatever. We're going to do it anyway. So we'll start with the knives. So this is pulled from the other house.
Are they made out of?
Since this house doesn't have a kitchen. So the little wooden block is just tongue depressor.
Let me find you here. A little tongue depressor.
And then this is, it could either be florist foam, or I think I used that foam core stuff, but either or. And then the little knives. So I'll show you how we do those. Now the first couple knives I made, I wasn't very careful about measuring them, about scale, and they were like monsters. They were like 4 feet long. So You do have to be careful.
Every house needs a nice machete.
Yeah, you do have to watch the scale a little bit. Even if you think something looks right, then you put it next to something else, and it's like, that's not right at all. That's not even close. So, I got this stuff at the hobby shop in Ottawa that I go to the hobby center. That's where I get a lot of stuff from. Or used
Well,
to.
that sounds like a market kind of a place.
Well, it's mostly train
Oh,
and model builders, but they have everything that you need for dollhouses. They concentrate more on trains and stuff, but they've got all the stuff. So it's, and I don't have the package, so I can't tell you how thick it is. But you could also use the inside of a pop can, or the outside of a pop can.
here we have a demo pop can.
So we have a demo pop can. So, and you can cut it with scissors. Now, I have this pair of scissors only cuts metal, and I
Yes.
only use these for cutting metal. So, because it's going to ruin any scissors you use, but whatever. So you cut yourself out a little shape. I've measured up a knife, and the one that we use a lot is about a foot long, and I think the handle was 4.5 inches or something. So I just go to real things, and if I'm making something that I don't happen to have in my house,
And divided by, like 1 foot is 1
foot
inch.
is 1 inch. Yeah. So this is a knife that, that's not very, oops. Good demo. So here's a little knife, and so I've cut a little end.
Band-Aids would be handy.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna use a popsicle stick for this one. I mean, there's different ways you could do it, but you could use coffee stirrers and cut 2 and put 1 on each side, which I think I probably did for these. I can't remember. But you can also do it with a popsicle stick. And so I'm just gonna cut just like so. So you really don't need any, like I've got saws and flippers and snippers and all kinds of stuff downstairs, but this works just as well. Oh, I didn't mention either, after I cut out this little shape, I do sand it. I sand the edges with a little bit of sandpaper. So there's that. I'm gonna cut that a little longer, and I'll show you why I'm gonna do that in a minute. And one more. Cutting with the grain is really easy. Now this isn't, I actually have another stiffer sandpaper that's probably a bit better, and it would round those corners right off.
Little Dremel might be a handy thing to have around.
It might be. I have one somewhere, but I don't know.
I just use mine for my dog's nails.
Oh, there you go. So in this particular case, what I'm going to do is cut a slit right here, and I'm going to hope that I don't wreck it, but I could. But I mean, you saw how long it took, so if it doesn't work,
You make another one.
you make another one. But it's not like you're putting hours and hours and hours into this project. And then you just,
It's not SpaceX.
you know,
Oh.
you would get some glue in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to work for me. It will, but you just have to be patient. Patience is like the name of the game in
Oh,
this.
knife near flesh.
That's okay. That's okay. It's because this little thing is bent. But I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time doing it. You get the idea. That goes in there.
Just like a real knife.
Yeah, just like a real knife. I'd have glue. Where did all this extra fluff come from? I don't know what that
Now,
is.
it might be interesting to know the real knives, often the metal goes all the way to
way
the
down.
bottom.
Yeah.
You could just glue 2 sides.
Yes, you could do that. And I think that's what I did in these. And then I used the coffee stirrers because they're thinner. So you could make this longer. I mean, you just look at your knives in your kitchen, and then I would probably take my knife and bevel that a little bit.
Oh, yes.
So there's a knife. Now, if you want to make a bread knife,
Whole different thing.
it's a whole different thing. What it is is the strip on the inside of your Glad.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. So bread knife, saws, whatever you need to make, and like everything in the house right now is half gone because
Because it's knives
it's
and
doing
things.
something. It's become something else. So that's the knife, and then of course you'd get a little sand. You could. I can't.
Oh,
find
I think that's
I
amazing.
can't find my tiny little drills, but you can drill and then insert a piece of wire in there, and it looks like a lot of times a knife has that
Yeah.
rivet. So there's lots of different ways you can finish it, and then a little stain. And for stain, I mean, I have all these stains downstairs. I don't know where they came from. I think when Blacks went out of business, they gave me a bunch of stain or something. I can't
Oh,
remember.
lovely.
It was, but then they take a really long time to dry. So I almost always just use acrylic paint. So that's what all this is stained with, is acrylic paint, brown, and a little bit of red, and then I thin it down. So it's not a thick paint. It's more like
it becomes a stain.
and it dries really fast. So it's a lot easier to work with. Okay, so the plants are pretty straightforward too, but let's go for it. I gotta get a few things here.
Do any of your toothpaste tubes have caps?
No. Nothing has a cap. I went to find one, even to just show for the demo, and I was like, yeah, I know. Now, that's obviously a toothpaste cap, and I left it that way to show you what it could look like. But I would probably paint it or something. Just I don't like it when you look at it and go, oh, that's a toothpaste cap. I'm probably too far away to be talking. But anyway.
I ruined your day by mentioning that, didn't I?
My what?
Ruined your day by mentioning that.
No. I mean, it's fine. But I might just, I don't know. So this one, yeah, we're talking about caps and we're talking about the pots. I left this one plain because I wanted you to see what it was. So it's the top of the acrylic paint. I mean,
It's nice the way it would drain.
it would drain.
well,
It would have a
too.
drain hole. Exactly.
For root
It would
rot,
have a
yes.
drain hole. No root rot. This, I think, was a magic marker cap wrapped with string. Okay.
Ah,
This one is
that's adorable, Jessica. Of course, she could have been here by now if she wasn't pretending that she was working.
yeah, she's just pretending. This one is, I don't know, you can tell what that is, a pill bottle or something. Or maybe another glue, or maybe it's another glue bottle that I cut down, something wrapped in that rope that I showed you earlier. Could be anything.
Very nice.
These two were, again, caps off of those little, anything that comes in a spray,
You could open a
like a
whole
non-aerosol
shop.
spray. And that's a cork
Ah,
sheeting. Okay. So all kinds of neat ways to make pots. I guess bringing this down would make sense right now, since I've gotten up 8 times to get things off of it. This is just, again, I did that, that's glue for polystyrene, but that would, again, make it a top. I mean, or a pot. You can spray it with that stone spray if you want. You can cover it with leather. You can do whatever you want. And the tea candles, too, make good. And again, drain holes.
very nice. Very good for the roots.
We've got coffee all over here. Coffee, you say? Coffee.
We've been grinding our coffee, have we?
No. But I'll tell you. So let's start with, I'm going to start with this one just because I want to show you, because the plants that you buy when you go into wherever you're going, Michael's Dollarama, or wherever you're buying the plants from, they're not always the right scale. So these leaves right here came from this, but so I just cut it. So that's obviously way too big unless you're like doing an outdoor scene in Barbados or something.
Which you wish you were.
Why did I even mention that? But anyway, yeah. So you can cut this stuff down and it doesn't. So you've got the base, you've got the middle wire, you've got the coloring, and then just cut to whatever shape you
Oh,
want.
cool.
This fern one, like they're pretty small. They worked.
Yeah.
That one worked. So I mean, I could make that's a sprig from one sprig from the store. You could make like 18 plants out of a sprig. These ones, again, they came in a big bunch. So that made this. But it also made this little cactus. Just by using the very ends. And I think I went down gradually and then I had to trim each. It was kind of a pain. But just, if you want to do something stupid and go to all that trouble, go for it. So I'll start with a container. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it's really obvious, but I'm just going to go through this step. I'm not going to build one just because it's time consuming and it's not necessary. But they're very light. So the top is light, the plant is light. It need to give it some weight. So I always, again for drainage.
You always put some stones in the bottom, yes.
Stones in the bottom. And it doesn't, these happen to be like pretty, but they don't, you can get them out of the driveway if you want. Or anything to give it a little bit of weight. And then I'll take a little bit of florist foam. Ugh. This stuff is weird. I don't know whoever came up with this weird.
Oh, a suggestion of macrame pot hangers. That could keep you busy of an evening.
Could, and I want to do one right there.
Oh, we have a plan.
Already one, right? I was going to put a row across here, like an extension of the wall, but it doesn't go to the end. So
That was very big in the 60s.
Yeah, cute. So
You probably just missed that.
I did a lot of macrame back in the day. So fill that up with this weird, I don't know, this stuff is weird. But anyway. And then
Perfect spot for your macrame hanger.
Yes. And then I just start snipping the ends of the whatever.
Linda Barkley says hi, I'm sure. She's watching anyway. I'm
Hi,
sure
Linda.
she'd say hi.
I didn't know. So yeah, so you just your foam, your stones, your foam, your plants. I would probably end up at some point using some hot glue just to make sure everything stays in place, although it doesn't really move too much. And then at the end, what I would do is take some glue, and again, I'd probably use Eileen's because it dries clear and this doesn't, but I'm out of it. And so is the Hobby Center, and so is Michael's. It's ridiculous.
Doesn't it? You kick yourself if you don't anticipate a pandemic?
I know. Well, I think
We could
everybody's
have.
doing hobbies and stuff, right?
Yeah, I know.
All that stuff is...
Other people.
Anyway, what I would do is I'd take Eileen's, although this doesn't really show that much, and I'd put a layer on the top after I'm done everything, and then take some coffee.
Oh, there's the coffee.
Pour it onto the wet glue, and then you push, you get
Soil.
your soil.
Oh.
So there's your plants. Oh, I know one other thing I want to show you. Julian, if I show you, if I hold a picture up on my iPad, will it show up on the screen? I don't see
Well, we can see.
So there's something that I actually did this years ago, but I don't have any idea where it is. And now I can't get one because I'm not going to Canadian Tire for one 39-cent item. But this is
Oh yeah, we can see this.
this is a cap in the plumbing aisle, and it's about an inch or an inch and a half big.
Yes.
And they don't look that nice in the store, but if you bring it home and you put it in salt and vinegar and scrub it, it becomes a beautiful copper color. And you have a copper pot.
Oh, a copper pot.
So I'll try and have one of those for the next time. But like I said, I'm not going to curbside for a 39-cent.
When you
cap.
demo your macrame, you can maybe do your
That's
copper
a
pots.
good point. Good point. That's a good idea. And I don't know what else. Maybe I'll demo I don't know what we'll do next time. But we'll see. Anyway, I do have a full-on demo tutorial on this couch that is up now. But I'll put the link. I'll post the link.
Yeah. Or search you on YouTube.
Yes, we'll do that.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye.